Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV. Today we are in our Tempe, Arizona studio with Vince Davis of Conway Real Estate. Thanks so much for joining me for the second time
you're welcome,
on Real Estate Pros. So for those watching that don't know who you are, we'll give you a moment to introduce yourself.
Oh, my name's Vince Davis. I'm an associate broker at Conway Real Estate. Been there for about a year now. Been there for a while. Been licensed for almost 30 years. I'm an old guy.
See, we go way back.
Yeah.
You used to do your aerial video. I know it's like I still remember like specific properties that I used to shoot for customers. I still shoot from time to time. It's not like I don't anymore. I just, but I still remember like all these customers. And
yeah, I've been a Lister Pros customer for 6 years.
Yeah.
Almost since you guys started, I think.
Yeah.
For a while, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do good work.
See, you got me because you used to put out good real estate or just memes in general.
I still do that. That's my
Vince outlandish memes. You still do that?
Yeah. You kind of build a tribe that way.
Yeah.
So that if I'm out there and I'm meeting with people, they're not surprised by my personality and turned off. They've already been turned off if they don't like it. So I don't have to waste my time with people
That's
who are going to be turned off later.
Right? So
it's the filter.
It's the
yes.
filter. All right. So are you right for me? Watch my
If you can't deal with some abrasiveness, then probably we shouldn't be doing business together.
Awesome. So let's talk about what's new in real estate. I know previously you mentioned about lawsuits going on, and talk to us a little bit about that.
There's a lawsuit going on, which is kind of interesting. Most people don't have a lot of detail about it. It's class action stuff. It started with the class action attorneys that sued Toyota for like billions of dollars and won. So there's some real heavy-hitting class action lawsuit attorneys that are targeting the real estate industry right now. And the allegations, I guess, are that we're violating the Antitrust Act, the way we charge commissions. First of all, I'm not an attorney, okay? I'm actually kind of horrified by all the stuff I see on social media because most of these people have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, everybody's an expert on Facebook, right?
Sure.
They're all about the Constitution. They're all about politics. They're all about medical stuff. They're anti-vaxxers, flat earth. So social media is always an entertaining thing at best. But there's a real lawsuit out there. They've gone after the National Association of Realtors. They've gone after all the major MLSs, including the one here in town, the Maricopa County one, Armless. By default, that means all of us members are included in it. And I guess what they're trying to do is fundamentally come after us for the way commissions are charged. The allegation, as I understand it, is that when we make a seller pay a buyer's commission, that somehow violates the Antitrust Act. So, and everybody's got an opinion on what is going to happen.
Yeah.
And some people think it's the end of real estate as we know it. Other people are like, it's a joke.
Yes.
And everything in between. So
who are the people behind the scenes that brought this to light or actually
I think
pushing this?
It's in Chicago. It's and now there's 9 as of about a week
ago. Like 9 individuals?
There's 9 lawsuits now.
Are they all like groups of people that came together? They're like, hey, let's...
I think there was one major one that was a class action attorney that specializes in this stuff, and they make a lot of money. And I think there's a whole bunch of copycats that have joined in now. It's worth looking at if you're in the real estate industry.
Yeah.
It might.
So does it originate from attorneys like trying to go?
People who specialize in class action stuff.
Oh gosh.
People who make their money looking for settlements.
Yeah.
What's going to be curious about the whole thing is I don't think NAR can really afford to fight these guys. I mean, they made billions of dollars in their history winning lawsuits like this. And, I mean, it might seriously fundamentally change how real estate is done, but it'll take years.
Sure.
Dude, these lawsuits, everybody postpones and wants new depositions and countersues and da-da-da-da, so... But yeah, it's in the face of the industry. It's gonna do something.
That's interesting. So that was the first time I actually heard about it. So I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, you can go to the NAR website. They're posting stuff. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, we don't hear anything out of the association," but they do post stuff on it. In fact, I think what's today?
Today's
11th,
like the
12th?
12th, I think. 12th.
When you're in real estate, you have no idea what day it is. I was showing houses on the 4th of July. I didn't even realize it was the 4th of July until my girlfriend.
There's the fireworks.
Yeah. Go home. It's a holiday. But I think they're supposed to be trying to dismiss. They tried to dismiss last week the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Judge said no. They're going to let it go through.
Hmm.
They're going to try to dismiss a couple of the copycat suits this week.
Interesting.
The grounds being that everything in real estate truly is negotiable. Like if I was going to list your house, you could come back to me and say, I don't want to pay as much as you want to charge me. Let's negotiate. It really is negotiable. And there's an allegation that there's a set rate, right? But you've got a license. The truth of it is there is negotiating, right? And a lot of times you might set a commission when you take a listing, but by the end of the deal, you've thrown in a little bit for a home warranty or a repair or something that you had to, maybe against your will, but kicked in so that the deal would close. And at the day of closing, you didn't necessarily make exactly what you had in your listing agreement. You probably made a little bit less.
Yeah.
As a general rule, that happens. It does. And I know that there's a lot of agents out there, I would never negotiate my commission. You know what? People do. Let's face it. It's reality. And that's a lot of times when you're 30 days into a 40-day escrow and an air conditioner blows up.
Right.
I'll just write the check, dude. It's easy. I'll just get this done.
Sure. Yeah.
So the allegation that, there's a set commission rate, I think, can be argued. The allegation that sellers are being strong-armed and they don't know what they're paying, I think can be argued because this, at least here in Arizona, it's all in writing, right? You've seen the ER. It spells out what you're going to charge. It spells out what you're going to split with the buyer broker. It's pretty clear. I know there's a lot of people who don't believe in buyer broker agreements. I have my own opinion on that. I'm a big fan. I've won commission disputes for no other reason than because I had them. And a lot of people don't use them, and I think that's kind of, I don't know why you wouldn't use them. It's so easy to do.
Yeah,
you're writing a contract anyway. Just have them sign the you're sending them like 84 documents nowadays. You got wire fraud advisories and HOA addendums and, the contract and this and that. So you just throw in a buyer broker agreement, and it protects you. And it's not about trying to force a buyer to work with you. Because if a buyer's going to fire you, Arizona's a right-to-work state, right? They can fire you anytime they want to. So it's not about that. It's about if there ends up being an agent-to-agent dispute over procuring cause, I can say, look, this guy hired me. Here's the proof he hired me. And he hired me after he fired you. And this is why I'm entitled to the commission. So it's all about paperwork. It's all about, just keeping your stuff clean and clear, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. That's probably the only way to put it.
Right. So,
but if you do that with the lawsuit, I think that, I don't know, it's going to be real interesting. The idea that, and that's another argument, right? So there are people who say, well, the buyer's really paying all the commissions because they're the ones bringing all the money into the escrow to begin with. So it's their money. The money that gets divvied up is their money. They paid off the seller's mortgage. They paid off, the escrow fees. Because they're the ones
That's a different angle then, I guess.
So
or just a matter of perspective.
It's a matter of perspective. On paper, the sellers paid it because that was the agreement. But where did the money come from?
But that right there is an interesting angle, If I never really put it in that, or thought about it in that way. But kind of,
So it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah.
You can argue, if I'm assuming these attorneys are smart people.
Yeah.
Right? They keep winning, so they have to be at least competent on some level.
Sure, yeah. That's interesting. So I know last time we talked, I think shortly after you may have made a move you went to Conway Real Estate, Blair Ballin team.
Yes.
Correct? So talk to us a little bit about that and what you like about working at Conway. And
Conway's pretty cool.
Yeah?
We're a small outfit. Hi, guys. I'm not trying to plug you here. But no, there's more of a... They're tight, and our broker, Mike, he puts a lot of effort into supporting everybody. The people there are great. I put myself, the old cliche that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right, yeah.
So I actually put myself in a position where I'm hanging around, or at least dealing with people who outproduce me easily. I mean, they're just better agents than I am. And so it's pulled me up. I have a sense of competitiveness that drives me a little bit, which lawyers told me is idiotic, but there it is. I mean, it's still there because, I'm around these guys, and it pushes me a little bit. A little bit of a different mindset. I have always been an agent that focused on closings, making sure the client's happy. I thought that was really the end-all be-all in real estate, and they're teaching me that there's another side to that. I mean, really, the lead generation, the prospecting, the process that leads you to the open escrow should be at least as important as, if not more so, than getting that escrow closed. I mean, title's there, right? They have a job to do. The lenders have their jobs to do. It's not necessarily us that have to do everything.
Right.
And I was of the mindset that, well, if this guy's not going to do their job, I'll do it. If I don't have this document, I'll make sure it gets put in. And the mindset over there is a little bit more, I guess it's bigger. It's a bigger picture, which is super cool. Mm-hmm. And anybody that I've worked with in the past who's watching this, I'm not bad-mouthing anybody. I love the business. I've done well over the years, but Conway's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a small brokerage. I'm not sure how many people are there. I know we got 3 offices. But the support is amazing, and the family feel is pretty cool. I just love it. I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now.
Awesome. So. Well, yeah, glad to hear. And let's talk a little bit about what is working in 2019 in real estate. We know that there's always different programs and things that come up that you may want to try to pursue in order to get more leads. There's shiny objects all over the place. So what do you see that is working for you in 2019?
It's fundamentals, man. It's still farming and Sphere, and the Facebook thing's changed, and I know everybody's putting a lot of time into Instagram, and I know people who are actually on like Twitter and Plenty of Fish trying to troll around looking for seriously looking for business there. Yeah, there's people and they get business from it.
Wow.
I haven't tried that one yet.
That's interesting.
I'm too old for that. If I got on there, I'd be laughed out of the whole website. But yeah, I think it's fundamental still. Yeah. Farming still works. Sphere of influence still works. I'm going to try to put a client appreciation event together at a local brewery. That might not be so kid-friendly, but
sure,
that kind of stuff, it's still the fundamentals. It's a sales business. We've talked about, last time I was here, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. Real estate we're in sales. Mm-hmm. You're in sales with Lister Pros.
Sure, yeah.
You could be selling cars. You could be an orthodontist. The whole thing boils down to getting people to do business with you. Because if you don't have that, you can be the best orthodontist in the world, but if nobody's in your chair, who cares?
Right. See, I remember, it's interesting how like the social media aspect of business it's always moving. I don't even think it will stop moving, because algorithms change. Because I think a few years ago it was all Facebook, and then Instagram started to make out.
We killed it on Facebook
now
for about a year.
No. But actually, I think it was Facebook, and then people were like, Snapchat. I don't know who was preaching Snapchat like crazy. I think it was Gary Vee, and a bunch of people jumped on his bandwagon or whatever. And then there's Instagram. So Instagram, obviously, but it's going to be crazy. I bet we have a conversation in another year or so, and then it's going
to be something we haven't even heard of yet.
Plenty of fish.
Not only did I get business, but I got a new girlfriend.
It keeps moving all over the place. It's hard to keep up. But if you go back to like what you were talking about, the fundamentals, from me, like interviewing and talking to a lot of real estate agents, the things that are always working are staying in contact with past clients, taking care of them. They help give you referral. Just nurturing those people, the relationships that you have. You got to look at social media as like a tool to help you build relationships and stay in it. Real estate's still a relationships game, right?
It is.
So however you can do, whether that's through farming, you're building relationship, or phone calls, or everything works. Just
well, and it's super. I mean, you get these iBuyers, right, who are out there and they're trying to remove the people, but that doesn't really work. And I'll tell you why, because deals go sideways. And if you're dealing with just a computer and your house isn't appraised and there's nobody on your side to deal with it, or the roof is bad, or something breaks 2 weeks before closing, to have somebody who knows how to handle it on your side can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm in a deal right now where I sold a guy a house. The house that we sold to him had a bad roof. I was able to get him a new roof. Now he's selling. Now his house has a bad roof. But now I know how to get him out of having to pay for the roof.
Right.
So on both ends, he's going to get a roof, and then he's going to dodge.
Roof's not cheap, that's for sure.
But if you weren't dealing with a person who has experience, if you're just dealing with a computer, who's going to deal with it? Who's going to go... Jordan, I sat in this guy's house on Monday protecting his dogs so that I could get a roofer up on the roof so that I could get a second... who's going to do that? You still got to have people.
Yeah.
People are important in the process. Now, stuff like what you guys do, that's never going to change. If I have good pictures on a listing, I'm going to get more eyeballs on the listing. I'm going to get more showings. So there are some things electronically
Right.
that are actually giant leaps forward. DocuSign, I haven't tried Transaction Desk. Some people love it, some people hate it.
I've never heard of that one. Is that like a...
That's built into the MLS now. It's
really? It's like I'm familiar... There's a closed one. I can't remember what it's. So is it like a SkySlope transaction management? That's the one we used to use back in the day, or is it like a transaction manager?
It's going to take the place of Zip Forms.
Oh, gotcha.
So Zip Forms is going away at the end of the year.
Oh, really?
And then all the forms are supposed to be up there, and it's supposed to manage all of your documents. I think. I haven't tried it. Some people say it's like stellar. Other people are like, I can't figure out how to even get a signature on it.
Yeah, and Zip Forms is always a little bit like... It's always hard to kind of link it to DocuSign for some reason, I don't know.
I always just download it and then upload it again.
Yeah.
I'm old.
That's the easy way to do it. So, awesome. What other changes talk to us a little bit about the current state of real estate here in Phoenix.
It's interesting. This is where all of those iBuyers are testing their models.
And did you see the there was breaking news yesterday, you might not even know this, but they made some type of partnership, Open Door and Redfin.
I saw that,
which is interesting. So we'll see. The only constant you can count on in real estate is change, right? There's always change. So what's on the horizon? There's a lot of things going on.
Redfin used to be associated with Remax or something, I thought. There's always
changes going on.
And what's funny is half the agents just fall apart. Oh my gosh, this is the end of the world as we know it. It never is. It never is. So I don't know.
At the end of the day, I think it just comes down to, adding value. At the end of the day, how do you continue to add value as a real estate agent? And that's, across the board. There's a lot of options in 2019, right? So how can you add value to your clients that makes them say, hey, I want to use you to help sell my home,
Right. Well, like going back to this thing with the roofs, when all was said and done with the negotiation, I got this guy more than I was paid. The value with the repair requests and the roof and all of this and that, if he had just gone and done it online, he would have wound up with less money than even after paying me. And it was a fair sized deal. It was a decent paycheck, but it was still in his best interest. And I hope I'm not being self-serving by saying that, but I know I saw the numbers.
Right.
You get into this kind of stuff, and I really think that having a person who knows what they're doing and negotiating and knows the law, and I got another one where these people are trying to continue to inspect a property after the inspection period, and we're like, no, we're done. We're just done. Knowing when to say when. I don't know. There's a lot of value to a professional. Sure. There really is.
Yeah.
I really believe that. In fact, I had a conversation not that long ago with my former business partner, and we were debating the value of what we do, because we're salespeople, right? We're not We're not building stuff with our hands. But I think somebody who has a good agent on their side really comes out ahead, and that can mean like thousands of dollars of difference.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, there are a lot of agents that definitely like you mentioned, you know, being active in roofing and all these variables about the real estate transaction. You know, I just think over time, you know, if you look at past, you know, how real estate agents have gotten a bad rap by certain agents just going in there doing the least amount of work and not doing any, you know, not answering their phones, not being responsive, and then at the end of the day they're like, I paid you what for what, you know?
Right.
But there are a lot of great real estate agents out there that continue to add value to customers. At the end of the day, it's just, you know, it's value exchange.
There's a lot of part-timers, and the part-timers drive everybody nuts. I was in one that the lady, she would only work after 8 o'clock in the evenings, and she would only work on weekends. I'm like, what? How am I going to get anything done?
Right.
How come your client hasn't killed you yet? I would have killed you a long time ago.
Hey, they don't know what they don't know, I guess.
And that's the other part of the problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, interesting. Awesome, Vince. Well, if somebody watching here is interested in having you represent them as a buyer or seller in the Phoenix market, how do people get a hold of you?
Oh, I'm all over the place. So my phone number is 480-720-4040. I'm at vince@agentswithoptions.com. I'm on Facebook. Just look up Vincent J. Davis, Associate Broker at Conway. I don't even know what I'm all compliant. I'm one of the few compliant ones out there.
I thought you were going to drop Plenty of Fish handle.
Plenty of Fish. Kidding. Yeah, you can look for me there.
Hey, I'm exclusively... No, I'm just kidding.
I am full-time, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm not on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was your website?
agentswithoptions.com.
Awesome. So agentswithoptions.com. Thank you so much, Vince, for joining me for round 2 on Real Estate Pros. We'll have you on again in the future, and we will see you guys on the next episode.